Really sad news today. Celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain, he is dead at the age of 61 from an apparent suicide. He was in France working on his television series about culinary traditions all over the world. His passing comes just 3 days after fashion designer Kate Spade killed herself at her Manhattan apartment at the age of 55, and they both leave behind children. These tragic events, they're actually part of a really difficult trend that we're looking at here in the U.S. The Center for Disease Control reports suicide rates are actually up 25% from 1999 through 2016. 25%. For more, I'm bringing in our Fox News and Fox Business Dr. Marc Siegel. Good to see you.
Trish, good to see you.
We were talking a little bit in the commercial break because I have a hard time with this because I don't entirely get. I mean, you may be miserable yourself, but, in the case of both of these individuals, they had kids. And at some point, does the illness become so bad that you don't get what it's going to do to your child if you do this to yourself?
That's for sure. You're not thinking about that. The pain is so great, or the illness, as you say, is so great that it overwhelms your ability to see the impact it's having on others, or you just can't control your response. Mm-hmm. But, of course, there's also opportunity and time, usually, for professionals to intervene, for there to be help. Usually, not always, because especially with younger people that commit suicide, it's impulsive behavior sometimes. So then we don't always have a warning sign.
It's troubling that this is, I said 25%, that's a staggering statistic. Why is it so much more now, Dr. Siegel, than say it was, you go back to the 1950s, 1960s. What is it about now and the recent couple of decades that has led it to increase?
Well, I think it's a lot of things. Now, we could easily say social media is playing a role in all the anger and divisiveness that social media spawns. But it's more than social media. It's the whole way that technology has kept us away from each other. There's less communication. There's less hugging. There's less kissing. There's less caring. There's less loving. There's more about... Walk down the street. Everybody's on their own individual iPhone, right? They may be texting the person right next to them. That type of dissociation...
Do you think it's directly
defeats basic
related?
Human emotions.
Yeah.
Do I think?
That was my hunch. That's why Ashley and I were talking about it as we talk about Facebook, and I just wonder, if you're more isolated as a result of communication here instead of communication like this.
I believe that's true across the board because you're presenting an image of yourself. You're not presenting yourself. It's not really you. Yeah. It may interfere with bonds that you make. There may not be as much decency or morality or true caring. But there's an absolute responsibility for professionals to get involved, and there are warning signs.
Okay, so you said not always, but what are some of those warning signs?
Well, is the person functioning at work? Is the person functioning in a relationship? If you ask them the question, do they say, are they happy? No, I'm deeply unhappy. Don't be afraid to ask those around you the question. And don't be afraid to ask the question about suicide. There's an absolute popular myth out there that if you ask somebody about suicide, you're going to provoke suicide. Absolutely,
well, there is a feeling,
absolutely no evidence.
But perhaps, they see one thing, they see someone else do it, they start talking about it, and the next thing you know, they're doing it. That's not true?
That is true.
That is true.
That's true. That's copycat behavior. Okay. That's true. What I'm talking about is if I ask a patient of mine, have you ever considered suicide? I'm not going to give them that thought. They already had it. I'm going to try to get that thought out and get them to help. 10 million people a year are thinking about suicide. 10 million people. 2.8 million have a plan. And as a physician, I need to know if a person has a plan, because that makes it more urgent.
It's a very good point, because if they don't, they just say no. It's never come up, never thought about it. I was buying a birthday cake for my husband last night, and they had some candles there, one of which was a question mark, and the kids were like, why would it be a question mark? And I thought, because at a certain point, you just don't want to admit you're getting any older. Because life is so precious and you love every single day. And the threat of not having those days, what the normal instinct is to not want to think about it. So question marks are good. But anyway, for some individuals with this challenge, it's indeed, it's a big one. Dr. Siegel.
If you don't ask the question, you're not going to get the answer. Yeah. People have to get involved, help those who care about them, get them help, get them into therapy.
Dr. Siegel, indeed. And in fact, on that note, we do want to let everyone know, if you know someone or if you yourself are struggling, please Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. You can get help.